In this session, we're going to learn how to expand both single and double brackets. These are essential tools in algebra and will help you not just to simplify some expressions, but also eventually solve some equations. So let's get started. First, let's talk about expanding single brackets. This process is straightforward. Here's an example of the sort of problem you might be faced with. 4 times by x plus 5, with the x plus 5 encased in brackets. Step 1 to solve this, we're going to identify the multiplier. And that's the number that's outside of the bracket. So in this case, it's 4. Step 2, we want to distribute that multiplier. Essentially what we're going to do is multiply the terms inside the bracket by the multiplier. So we multiply 4 by each of the terms, x and 5. For step 3, we need to then carry out those multiplications. So you've got 4 times x is 4x and 4 times 5 is 20. And our final step is just to combine those two results. So 4x plus 5 becomes 4x plus 20. So single brackets were simple, right? Now let's move on to expanding a double bracket. For double brackets, we can use a couple of methods. This first one is called FOIL. FOIL stands for F for first, O for outside, I for inside, and L for last. Let's take an example using bracket x plus 3 close bracket times by a second bracket, which is x plus 2 close with bracket. Let's follow some simple steps. First, we're going to multiply the first terms in each bracket. So that's the x in the first bracket times by the x in the second bracket. This makes x squared. Our second step is to multiply the two outside terms. So that's the x from the first bracket multiplied by the 2 from the second bracket to give us 2x. Thirdly, we're going to multiply the inside terms. So that's the 3 from the first bracket multiplied by the x from the second bracket to give us 3x. And our last part for multiplying out the bracket is to multiply the two last terms. So that's the 3 from the first bracket multiplied by the 2 from the second bracket to give us 6. Now we need to simplify our expressions and combine what we call the like terms. There are two like terms in this expansion. So we've got 2x and also 3x. So we're going to add those together to get a final result of 5x. All in all, the expanded result is x squared plus 5x plus 6. Really great job so far. So let's see one other method for solving double brackets. Always handy to have a way of checking. So let's expand a similar example. We're going to have our first bracket being x plus 3 as before, but a slight change in the second bracket. We're going to have x minus 2. So for this, we're going to draw a 2 by 2 grid, and then we're going to label the top with x and positive 3, and the side with x and negative 2. That's from the second bracket. Then we're going to fill the grid. So we're going to multiply the terms to fill each cell. So we're going to do top left is going to be x times x. We're going to go row multiplied by column. So we're going to get x squared. Our top right is going to be x times 3. So we're going to end up with 3x. Our bottom left is going to be negative 2 times x, which is negative 2x. And our bottom right is going to be negative 2 times 3, which gives us negative 6. Just as before, we need to combine the results with our like terms. So we have a positive 3x and a negative 2x. Combined, they make an overall positive 1x. So we can simplify our expression to become x squared plus x subtract 6. And that's how you expand single brackets and double brackets using a couple of different methods. These techniques will really help you when you want to simplify some expressions and eventually start solving equations with brackets. Thank you so much for watching and have a happy expanding experience.